Administration and the school committee. We are not entertaining any public comments tonight at all. However, we will entertain public comments on February 6th. I have given up my report that night. Mr. Maruda has not given up his, but Mr. McNamee has given up his. And other than Mr. Maruda's report, we will concentrate on the school budget. And we will hear any and all parent input at that time. You will see that it's on an action item for a vote, but we do not have to vote on it that night, and we very well may not vote on it that night. We would reschedule another meeting towards the end of the month. We pushed up our meeting because we have two members that wouldn't be there on the normal meeting night. And if one were to get sick, I wouldn't have a quorum and we wouldn't be able to do anything. So as a precautionary measure, we pushed our meeting up to the 6th. One of the members will be back by the end of the month, so we can have another meeting for a vote on the budget at the end of the month, after people had a chance to look at it, and after we, the school committee, has had a chance to hear parent input. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gomez.
All right, I just reiterate that there'll be no public input. We'd like to do that, but this is really a workshop. It's the first time we've seen this. We need to discuss it among ourselves. If we allow anybody to speak, then we have to allow everybody to speak. Normally, this workshop session, I don't know how many attended last year, like nobody, right? Right. Scott Morrison, maybe Bob, and things. So it's normally very few people here. We're just going through the information for the first time. Revisions will be made, and then it will come up at the next scheduled school committee meeting, correct, Kathy? Yeah. And then other meetings as needed, and then there are meetings along the line with the budget committee. Lots of chance for input, public hearings. The budget committee has a couple of public hearings on it. And then the ultimate power rests with the people at the financial town meeting. People can go in and make motions for adjustments or citizen strokes and things like that. So there's plenty of opportunities once we go through here. Very dynamic year with the building going on and moving, and we have to take that into consideration. Last year we did run a deficit, 70,000, somewhere now, I guess. So we're dealing with that and trying to make up for that, and still keep the educational process that we've built over a long time, keep it strong and keep it going. So that these are public.
The public has their summary budget in front of them.
So we're going to initiate, open the meeting. We're going to initiate with your presentation.
Okay, thank you. I guess I attribute to everybody in attendance because it's a budget that I put together. Anyway, what the superintendent has indicated is this is basically our first pass of the budget. And taking some of the changes that we know, changes in state aid, changes in salary numbers for the contracts, cost increases that we know for other contracts. For example, busing, we have a 5-year contract in our 4th year. We know what those increases are going to be. So we kind of plug those all into the budget and have come out with a total budget that's looking at about 6.93 total revenues and showing a very small surplus of about $2,800 at this point in time. Personnel and benefits make up in excess of 80% of the total budget, so that's always a number that we all need to focus in on. What's in there is, as I indicated, the teachers and the administrators, teachers in their contract have a 2%. What's included in the budget is a 2% increase for administrators. Non-certified contract is calling for 1.5%. Healthcare
John. Just Kathy, let me, this special ed, did I understand last night that they were going to try to get us numbers in January?
That Newport Special Ed Collaborative is meeting February 13th, and we should have a preliminary budget from them on that date.
So we'll be able to.
So that number, when you see it for Newport, is the number that we decided was appropriate, but we may have to increase that, or perhaps decrease it, depending on when that budget is out.
Okay.
So that's what I need
But
to
at
do.
least this year, we're trying to get it available.
Yes,
A better number of
yes,
available.
so we know we have
By
our
March,
budget.
that's so much different than September.
Yes, yes.
So that question, the numbers that they were showing last night, was that anything close to what we can expect?
Yes, probably with a slight increase.
John, the flip-flopping of the 8%, 3%, okay. When those numbers were rolled out in the actual operating budget,
They're gonna double check that.
Do we have a projection of how much the out-of-state costs? The out-of-district?
It's, what a budget is $200 a day, 180 days.
that's the transportation. And there's also transportation.
Yeah, we didn't do that. Not set. Less.
So that's per day, per student,
Per day, 180.
Now, at any point in time, that can change if someone in district needs to be placed out. That's a very, sort of vanilla.
Somebody moves.
Exactly, someone who's in district, yes.
Next largest expense is the Newport Regional Special Education Program that we do in collaboration with Portsmouth, Philadelphia. And we're anticipating that we should have those budget numbers sometime in the middle of February. So I've got an increase over last year, which I think was roughly around 540 to 553. I'm looking at, and that's been plugged into the 2014 budget. What we are able to do is offset some of the federal, some of that money with federal grant funding. We have two IDA grants, one IDA Part B and one for preschool. And this is the portion of those grants that we've got budgeted to offset the anticipated cost from the Newport County Regional. We get a little bit more money than that in Part B, but we have to use that money for early intervening services, so it's kind of committed to other than funding those NCR expenses. We're also looking at, based on my discussions with the Department of Ed, we're looking at a decrease in grant funding over the coming year. And we're looking at, they're projecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 20%. And that 20% would be the grant funds we get Title I, which we use for math. We have Title II, which is professional development. We have our IDEA, Part B, and preschool. In those grants, we're looking at a 20% reduction. Talking about the sequestration, which means that the government, if they don't increase the total amount of the budget appropriation at the federal level, they have the ability to take that money and just sequester it. And that's what they're looking at doing, and we think it's gonna happen probably in March sometime. So we'll have a better feel, but based on my discussions with the Department of Ed, it looks like these numbers are gonna get reduced by at least 20% at this point. So I figured that in the budget. These grants, for the most part, with the exception of the IDEA, are what they call reimbursable grants. So we will spend that money and then we get reimbursed for it. But for example, on Title I, we have two retired teachers that assist with math. We would then have to basically either fund that through the general fund or pull that out of the program. If we, or reduce the amount of time that we can spend on that
266, I think that's the people cost that we have an in-kind contribution through. So it looks like we're going up over $100,000 in the direct payment to Newport County, no?
No, because we got 100 and what, from the IDA contribution, 100 is,
Well, last year, 2012, we were able to use almost 110,000.
we paid that to Newport.
did that?
Special ed, yes, to offset some of our money that we owe them,
So that's how you get down to the 452.
yeah.
John, when you say 553 up there,
That's
what, gross amount, so you're gonna be taking out roughly 73,000 because we're gonna pass through our IDE money over to them. Okay,
So our cost is 73 less than the 553, so they
okay.
That's
So
the
there's-
total amount that we're paying out, that's not the total that we're pulling out of our direct funds.
And we also have the add-on for the in-kind staff.
Correct.
Got it.
It's sort of a convoluted formula that they use there. We pay 10%, the other three districts are 30% of the total cost at Newport.
It's definitely
For us,
a tricky formula.
yes, it is. And I'll have a better grasp on that after the 13th, and I hope to show you that following meeting.
Reason I took that slide, you can only go down this. One of our next largest expenses is transportation expenses. And as I indicated, we're in the fourth year of our five-year contract. We use First Student for our busing. Daily bus rate is $312.03, which is up about 2.5%, based on the contract over the prior year. We currently have 6 buses that we run, plus a midday pay route.
That's a special education student that needs a preschool program.
It also included.
Is that one person on one bus? One person on that bus?
Yes.
Got it.
And we have additional costs of fuel surcharges, and also in that transportation line would be any athletic and extracurricular transportation. On the budget, you will see the bus monitors are separately budgeted. That rate went up roughly 2.5%, went to 26.32. When we do changes in the budgeting for the current year is the Department of Ed and the state wants to budget all funds. So we have to include not only our federal funds, but any additional funds that we have. And if you look, we have a school renovation project going on, as you all know. And that particular project was funded with an accumulated surplus that the school department had in the past. So the school committee did vote to transfer money into this separate account, which we're accounting for all the expenditures relating to the modular units out of this fund. And at the beginning of, based on what we're gonna be spending this year, plus the bond reimbursements that we will be getting from the town just went out for fund anticipation notes to fund the project. The school department has been advancing out of this fund certain expenditures that relate to the construction of the project, which are gonna be covered by the bond. So we're gonna be requesting about $708,000 to come back into that fund. The total expenditures in 2013 for the modular units, which include the setup, site work, is gonna be in the neighborhood of $818,000 for this year, leaving us with a surplus at the end of this coming year, 2013, of almost $382,000.
John, hold on just a sec. The 7/1/11/165, was that money to be advanced to the architects or somebody or someplace?
Yeah, that's all part of that.
All part of
They
that?
were all basically try to account for that all.
Okay. And I assume that also included the second door in the cafeteria or some of that kind of stuff? And there is supposed to be some repayment coming back from the state
The housing unit.
for that, the housing piece. Is that reflected in there anywhere, not yet?
The housing aid is going to be part of the bond. So it's actually reflected in the bond reimbursement.
Okay, so in other words, the second egress essentially is gonna come back to us through the bond reimbursement. Got it.
Okay, and how are we tracking that between reimbursement to the town and reimbursement to the
Instead
state?
of very separate funds, we account for that, a separate fund. I do a reconciliation.
All right, so this is the combined number, or what's the seven hundred?
708 monies that we've advanced for architects and
So
expenses that
we're talking
we're.
school money, basically, when it's seven hundred.
Right.
Surplus money that went to us.
Okay, okay.
And the budget for the current year on the school renovation project, you can see that the 382 that we'll start with. We're looking at 9.5 months of mod space rentals, 127, at the mod space pay down sheet, for the contract, 136. We've got some moving and storage and some legal in there, so I'm looking at right now, about $274,000 expenses budgeted for the school renovation project in 14. That would leave us with a little over 100,000 in that fund.
That would be covering the rental of the, well,
Well, I mean, that's,
yeah.
you know, if we go an extra month or two on mod space rental, and there are some expenses I just don't account for, and we have enough in there maybe for moving expense. So, and I think, I wanted to see a question in there, this one, I'm not anticipating that we, you know, we're gonna use that more for rainy day fund.
When do we have projection on when we will move back into the school? Is it within the next fiscal year?
It would be 1 year from the start, which is February 25th.
Okay, so it's within this fiscal year, the tear down or whatever we have to do.
Occur in the same,
Fiscal
immediately
year.
after.
Yeah.
But we have budgeted through June, haven't we, John?
Yeah, that's where I'm going. It's a fiscal year we're talking about.
I think what Tommy's talking about is a significant occupancy, but now you've gotta do, assuming there's no delays in the construction, there's still the moving of things over and all the other things that go with that.
I'm just, it's not, there's interested in whether that occurs in the rest of the year. And there's no such thing as
We're gonna pay rent there in summer.
understand. But the thing has nothing to do with the building, so it's.
Must be rent money. And lastly, the school lunch fund. 6/30/12, we had a loss of 18,627, based on my discussions with Chapel, who is our outside contractor for lunch. They're looking at $14,000 this year as a loss, and I budgeted 13 based on my conversations with them. Probably go down slightly in 14, but the reality is that lunch fund doesn't take in enough revenue to support the expenditures, so the general fund really needs to support those losses, so I get that incorporated in the general fund as well.
What's the approximate percentage of students that take it?
Right now, it's about, anyway, would be 25 on a daily basis.
Percent,
No, students,
25 students.
25 students,
20 to 25 months.
that's it.
How much are we paying for lunches?
Some of those would be, rate reduced.
Say that again?
Rate reduced.
We only have a person coming in 50 hours, we reduced a full-time person with benefits, which is why the loss is in here. We only have a person here, it's 2.5 hours a day, right, 3 hours, at the cash register, because we have to process the reduced lunches appropriately, report to the state.
Do you think that's because the cost is too high for the students, or, you know, that the people using it is so?
I believe right now it's because of the selection we have to offer from students, in fact, we have warm-up stuff. It's a prepackaged lunch for the selection.
Now, when you say 25 students, that includes the free and reduced, or no? Because
That's an average.
okay, I understand that part, but if I use 25 as an average, I figured 180 days, that means we're putting out 4,500 lunches. If I divide that into the 15,000, that's an interesting number.
We need to think about
But
this.
there are other costs, yeah, there are other costs, the preparation of lunches, dividends.
I understand all that, but we're talking strictly dollars and cents.
Cost for meal,
Transportation to this building.
Building.
I understand all these things.
But that's all included in that, these numbers.
Right. That's basically the net loss.
What are students now paying for a lunch?
230,
275?
275?
And we're paying $3 extra per lunch
That's all those numbers.
from our general fund. That's an interesting
yeah, there's
contrast.
something that you can.
But if you look back to 2012, when you had hot lunches, you were operating at a loss. And if you remember, Gina told us we had to transfer money in.
I guess what's just going through my head is there another way to deal with this? Because
What's the state controls on that?
Not easily. We are in a collaborative, so we're getting the best price possible. We're in with Tiverton, in the East Bay Educational Collaborative. Newport, Middletown, Portsmouth, Tiverton, Little Compton, Bristol Warren is in with us as well.
I think the reality is you gotta provide lunches for free and reduced.
You do.
So you have to provide those at minimum. A lot of districts, when they had an in-house working, when they subcontracted it out, they do. I mean, I make money in North Providence, but my volume is like $1 million to 1.
Yeah.
Plus you provide your breakfast program, which 99% of it is free and reduced.
I understand, but I'm just looking at $1.75 Yeah.
Workshops.
John, I'm looking at a document, I think it's 2014 budget analysis, the one that was sent out by Cheryl. And I know that you're being conservative when you say that there might be $100,000 deficit for FY 13. And I'm hoping that Kathy and Laura and you look at whatever the drivers might be of that, and somehow that number changes to zero, or maybe it's like, that's just a comment.
Look at 13, lower for the,
And
14.
I also noticed under revenue, you talked about Medicaid reimbursements based on, these are the numbers you used on the, almost, what we got in FY 13. Is that plugged into the operating budget, or is that accruing to the fund balance, which is woefully low, or will be when we finish the construction project, plus the housing?
No, that gets included in the fund balance.
Okay, because at some point, that needs to, if you're telling me that it's going to be about, wait, you have it there,
37,000.
37, that we need to build that up, because if we get a special ed surprise out of district placement, and those numbers can be, if you take your breath away, you start to see numbers like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. There has to be a place to go to get that. And so,
All right, can we look at the school general operating fund? And the first line item is not mentioned, the salaries, the general fund, school operating fund. The first are teacher salaries.
I gotta find it.
Everybody has teacher salaries.
Okay, sorry, we can't follow you. Where are you?
On teacher salaries, first, 31st on the budget summary sheet. I want everybody to know that in this salary line item, we have included all teachers presently teaching at the Lower McMahon School. There has been no cuts to the teachers in this line item, okay, in this line item. As superintendent and the principal, we are not recommending any cuts to the classroom teachers. What we are concerned with is the incoming kindergarten classroom. And we've had a conversation with the union president concerning this as well. We don't know what our numbers are coming into kindergarten. We do have presently 19 students in kindergarten this year. However, Mr. Reuter and I, he primarily, we are going to have an early kindergarten registration in March. We're going to go to the census in the town hall, making sure that every family that has a kindergarten age student is sent a letter requesting them to come in during March to register their child. Because it is past history that many people wait until the end of the summer and they don't get accurate numbers until very late. We're going to take out ads in the paper, we're going to go out on the listserv, and we're going to ask people to make sure they encourage family and friends, if they have students entering kindergarten, that they please register in March, so that we have a,
Go ahead.
a firm number in March prior to when we have to recall the teachers after the town financial meeting. We are not recommending, and I'm going to put it right out on the table, we are not recommending consolidation of the kindergarten going into first grade or first grade going into second grade. And I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, these teachers have been extremely cooperative with us during a very tumultuous, very difficult year. They have continued from day one to be extremely supportive, and without their efforts, we would not have been able to do what we've done so far. We are going to have another difficult year next year. We're going to be in very confined quarters, so to speak. Their rooms are not the size, they're a good size, some of them. There are others who aren't going to have exactly the room size that they would like. But we're going to have to ask them to make some sacrifices next year. And they have worked with Mr. Maruder on this as we have assigned rooms in the modular units. I just don't think it's to anyone's educational advantage to try to consolidate classes next year. Yeah, I feel as a superintendent it is not. The smaller class sizes have voted well with Wilbur McMahon. Our test scores, our recap test scores, are some of the highest in the state in both math and reading. We need to make improvements in our science, we know that. We're involved in our interim test, and Mr. Ruder is going to give you a report on that in the February 6th meeting. Our students in the interim assessments are what the new PARC test is going to look like. We're participating in that this year, so that when our students actually have to take the test, they're going to have a couple of years practice prior to the actual testing. Our teachers have had to take on some unbelievable professional development activities this year for progress monitoring for our students that is badly needed, and some curriculum writing, which we also needed to continue. So at this point in time, I am not recommending that. I don't know where these rules started. We are not recommending the elimination of music and art at all, or if you want to separate out band. That was never a consideration of myself, Mr. Ruder, and certainly not the school committee. So we are not thinking of eliminating that. Again, there are going to be constraints that we have to deal with in moving into the modulars, and Mr. Ruder is trying to work through that scheduling process now. I am recommending, however, that we cut a .4 family and consumer science person, and you don't vote on it tonight, this is discussion for the 6th, because we don't have a family and consumer science lab in our new building. We have embarked on an after-school program in robotics, the C-Perch program. I hope you all looked at the Seconic Times today. We have an outstanding article where our students, after just one semester, finished top at a competition in December. There's a very nice article. We'd like to try to incorporate that program as an elective as part of the children's school day.
That would be probably science related?
Science and math.
Science and math.
Science and math related. All right, so that is the only position. And we would look at those numbers of the incoming kindergarten, and we would come back to the school committee and say, this is what we have registered for kindergarten, to make a decision whether you have enough students to warrant a second kindergarten class. We do have a Montessori school opening at the Congregation Church for 3-year-olds to 6-year-olds. That could impact the kindergarten students, which are 5 by September 1st, and perhaps first grade, which need to be 6 by September 1st. So that's another concern of that we have. So I'm just giving you the concerns. Other than that, I am recommending that we keep our staff at maximum.
I concur with you, Kathy, and you know that, but, and my own feeling is that, my own involvement has been years trying to get us to a point where we have some education excellence. Good staff, a lot of it's with a lot of help from the teachers and contract processes and things like that, a lot of hard work. And I really hate to see that regress. The problem is that when you look at the population reduction of students in the last 4 years, I think it was about 40 students. And I think we had a discussion, I think that's more weighted to the younger group. And when you start looking at class sizes of 8 or 9 or something like that, then we have to give serious thought. So really, I think it's a good move to try to get the numbers in early so we can make some really valid decisions that we need. There's one way the parents can support is utilize your public school. If you're not going to bring the students in, you don't complain when the education excellence goes away. That's a population problem.
But right now, both kindergarten teachers are, I just want to make that clear, both kindergarten teachers are in this budget. I'm also going to tell you that our speech and language pathologist is retiring, they're going to accept her resignation even though she works out of the Newport Collaborative, she was one of the, I hate to use the term old, but teachers that we actually employed and took out of our budget. So that person will no longer be taken out of our salary and line item budget, but that person will be transferred over to our Newport special ed budget. But it won't be as extensive as that part-time person.
But that's reflected in what you're showing us.
No,
Does
she's
she-
still in here.
She's still in the
I
budget.
haven't done anything.
Haven't done any of those yet.
At the February 6th meeting, that's the time when we discuss it. You need time to think about this, you need time to look through this, and then we need to have some parent input, and we'll go from there.
The cutoff date, the cutoff date on our last budget, submission. We start the whole hearing process.
April 1st, right, Mr. Mushroom, the final,
The final budget numbers, when are they, one month of the budget ready?
They can be, you can change that at any time that it meets the announcement, which would be 10 days before the meeting. Obviously, we'd like to not do that, because everything is turmoil. But the first number has to be.
So it'd be as late as April then, I
It
guess.
should be,
Sheet.
the first of March is when the treasurer, when the clerk must publish the warrant. Or has to have the inputs. So everyone needs a budget number then. To the extent those numbers are revised, merely makes the job of the budget committee more difficult in terms of trying to tell people what the real final is.
I guess Kathy, I'm looking at something a little bit different. Because there are some financial realities. We remember there was a demographic study done for women, McMahon, I guess it was about 3-4 years.